Hey everyone, welcome! Today we're diving into a really powerful story from the Mahabharata, one you might not have heard before. It's an incredible tale of pride, immense strength, and a head-on clash between a mortal hero and a whole celestial kingdom. This is the story of Bhima and his wild encounter with Kuvera, the god of wealth.
And that brings us to the big question for today. We usually think of rage as something purely destructive. But what if a single impulsive explosion of fury was actually part of a much bigger cosmic plan? Just keep that in your back pocket as this epic story unfolds. All right, so let's set the scene. We're on the peaceful, beautiful Gandhamadana mountain. The Pandavas have been waiting for nearly 5 years for their brother Arjuna to return, and they're living in this serene place that feels just like heaven.
I mean, the way it's described, it's basically paradise on Earth. You've got these ambrosial fruits, birds singing beautiful songs, a gentle breeze. It's just total tranquility. And that, of course, is the perfect calm before a truly epic storm.
And right in the middle of all this peace and quiet, Draupadi, maybe just being a little bit playful, decides to stir the pot. She starts praising the absent Arjuna, saying only he would have the power to clear the path to Kuvera's guarded city up on the mountain peak. It was a little taunt, aimed right at Bhima's famous warrior pride.
And yeah, that little comment, it lands like a ton of bricks. Those words just cut Bhima to the core. That comparison to his brother awakens his legendary temper. He doesn't say a word, he doesn't argue. He just gets up, grabs his weapons, and decides he's going to prove her wrong, right now.
So, fueled by nothing but that sting to his pride, Bhima starts this insane solo climb up the mountain. He's not thinking about the consequences. Not at all. He's just focused on one thing, getting to the top and proving his strength. This is Bhima at his most, Bhima-like, just pure, raw, unstoppable force. After this brutal climb, what he finds at the top is just, wow, absolutely breathtaking. He reaches this plateau and sees the celestial city of Kuvera, and it's a vision of pure divine wealth, golden walls, mansions crusted with gemstones, and gardens that are literally beyond human imagination. You'd think he'd be amazed, right? But nope, seeing all this magnificence doesn't bring him any joy. Instead, it kicks off this emotional roller coaster inside him. First, all this wealth reminds him of the kingdom his brother Yudhishthira lost, and he's filled with sorrow. And then, that sorrow instantly sours into a burning rage against the enemies who put them in exile. And with all that rage boiling over, Bhima decides he's not going to be subtle about his arrival. He pulls out his conch shell and lets out a blast so powerful it echoes across the heavens. It's a direct challenge, an unmistakable declaration of war on the guardians of this divine kingdom.
And the response? Oh, it is immediate. And it is massive. Thousands upon thousands of celestial guards. These are the yakshas and rakshasas, just pour out of the city. We're talking a huge, glittering army with divine weapons, and all of them are coming down on just one guy.
This is where we really see what Bhima is made of. He's completely surrounded, but he doesn't even flinch. He just becomes this whirlwind of pure destruction. He's drenched in blood, but he's totally unfazed by the impossible odds. So as the guards start to panic and fall back, their commander, a powerful yaksha named Maniman, steps up. He is furious that a single human is tearing through his army, and he delivers this chilling threat, basically saying, "You've come to the right place to die." Big mistake. Maniman has absolutely no idea who he's dealing with. After a furious fight, Bhima just unleashes the full power of his mace. The blow is absolutely devastating. It hits the commander right in the chest and kills him instantly. And just like that, the celestial army breaks and runs. Okay, so meanwhile, back down the mountain, Yudhishthira and the others hear all this commotion and they rush up to see what's happening. When Yudhishthira sees the carnage, he's horrified. He starts scolding Bhima, thinking, "What have you done? You've offended Kuvera, a guardian of the universe." And when you know it, right on cue, a divine chariot just fills the sky. Kuvera himself has arrived with 1,000 of his top warriors. The Pandavas stand there, hands folded, just bracing for the absolute worst. I mean, you would be too, right? But then, something completely unexpected happens. This is the big twist. Kuvera comes down, and he's not angry. In fact, he looks at Bhima and he says he is pleased. He explains that everything Bhima just did, all the chaos, all the destruction, wasn't a crime. It was destiny. It was all meant to happen.
So Yudhishthira is, understandably, completely confused. He's like, what on earth are you talking about? And that's when Kuvera reveals this hidden cosmic drama that has just reached its final act, a story about an ancient insult and a long overdue consequence. So Kuvera lays it all out. See, a long, long time ago, his commander Maniman did something terrible. He arrogantly spat on the head of the great sage Agastya. Well, the sage was enraged and laid down a curse, saying that one day Maniman and his followers would be killed by a human. And Bhima? His hot-headed, impulsive rampage? It was the exact thing needed to finally make that ancient curse come true.
So get this, not only is Bhima off the hook, he actually gets a blessing from the god of wealth. But Kuvera also gives Yudhishthira a pretty serious warning. He says, look, this power, this impulsiveness in your brother, it's a double-edged sword. You have to keep it in check. And that brings us full circle, right back to where we started. Bhima acted purely from his own pride, his own rage, and yet every single thing he did perfectly fulfilled a divine plan set in motion ages before he was even born. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? How much of our lives are our own choices, and how much is just us playing a part in a story that's already been written? And there you have it. What an incredible story, right? It's just a fantastic reminder of how much depth and complexity is woven into every corner of the Mahabharata.
Thank you so much for watching. Gyan Kosh is a multilingual channel where we share spiritual wisdom in English, Hindi, Marathi, Tamil, Gujarati, and Bengali, and we have more languages coming very soon. Our goal is to bring you the timeless treasures of Sanatan Dharma in a way that's simple, clear, and meaningful. On our channel, you'll find daily videos on Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Mahabharata, Lalita Shashanama, Devatan Kural, and stories of great saints from across India. So if you find our content valuable, we'd be so grateful if you'd subscribe to Gyan Kosh so you can get notified about our daily videos. And please, don't forget to like, share, and help spread this divine knowledge with your family, friends, and your whole community. Let's together keep the light of Sanatan Dharma shining bright.